Oh my gosh. It is so cold out there. Oh, just look at it. Hear it out there? That boat's just been a-rocking. Well, that's Vancouver Island for you. Blistery weather. Anyways, it has been really good, actually, I have to say, for like the last month that I've been here. So yes, I'm doing this video more so in real time compared to what you've been watching already on the channel, due to the fact that I'm doing it about heat, so it's not going to make any sense 3 months down the road when you can probably utilize some of the information here today. And then we'll go back to regular programming as usual. So this weekend, I am at the Vancouver Island Vanlife meetup in Union Bay. And, well, you know, the whole point of doing this video is just to the fact that how does one get by without having a diesel heater? Because I'm a little bit jealous that I've been hearing the diesel heaters in the parking lot at this meetup. But I also know there's other people too who don't have heat sources either, besides the ingenious ideas that we have come up with that probably aren't so ingenious when you think about it. But yeah, just basically how we live and how we work. So I wanted to show you how I do that. So, of course, one of the ways is turning on the van and turning up the heat. And that allows me to defog my windows in the morning and heat up my living space. And then when it's nice and warm, I quickly get changed because that'll be the last thing I'd be doing while I'm getting ready. And then I jump into the front seat and drive off. Now, whether I jump in through the back to front or if I go out from door to door, well, who knows, whichever I choose that morning, right? In the evenings, when I get to a parking spot for the night, I might keep my van running a little bit longer, just to allow the living space to warm up more. And then I will do my switch over, once again, either way, inside or out, and quickly put up my curtains. And I'll show you my curtains and stuff that I use to help keep my living space warm throughout the nights. But I should get back to the meetup. I just took off to the store because I had forgot something, and we are doing a potluck dinner tonight. So yeah, I need to get back there and start on that. And guess what? It's another way I keep warm. Here we got a lot full of van lifers and some YouTubers too. North of Somewhere Nomad. Adventures with Charles Van Life. Boho Blue Van Life. BU Van Life. Wayne's Ambo World. Spiked Van Life. And a special shout out to my Van Life soul sister, a Foxy Mess. She really wanted to be here. Unfortunately, life gets in the way. Oh, I am so glad this is mostly an indoor event, besides having to go back and forth to the vans. Anyways, I'm going in to get some water. And what am I going to cook up? Buffalo chicken dip. I hope it tastes as good as it sounds. I like to boil my chickens. It just makes for easier shredding. So yes, this is another source of heat that I use in my van. When I'm cooking, I like to get some heat off of that. Why not? To utilize what I can. I do have to remember though, because I am cooking, I must open up the window. There we go. At nighttime, when I get up to go potty or whichever, even when I wake up in the morning or before bed or anything like that, I keep my camp stove here up on my cooler, and I usually don't have anything around it. Safety, safety. And I will turn it on, and then I have a fan that I usually put up here, and I turn that on, and that helps push that heat back down this way. And I will leave it on for, you know, no more than 5 minutes without my window cracked. Just safety, right? I have been doing this for 5 years. I'm still very much here. I think I'm still here. And yeah, it's suited for me because, like I said, it gives me that nice blast of heat that I need instantaneously, especially when it's really cold, because there's not much insulation in here. So speaking of which, I should show you that. But let me put this chicken in first. Of course, double wrapped. It's a local farm too to the island, so that is good. I like supporting our locals. Just place it in there and let it do its thing. All right, let me show you the rest. Look at the steam. It's getting hot in here, but I won't take off my clothes. So I use, sorry, I just had to. But anyways, I use Reflectex on my windows. So the other windows already have it on there. And I usually take this one off because when I'm driving, I do my shoulder check and I like to see out the window, right? Makes sense. So yeah, I just put that up here like so, tuck it into place, and then I have a curtain. You can kind of see the edge of it there. Holy crow. Anyway, it's bungee cord in there to keep it tied back. And yeah, this is a wool blanket. So I just tuck it up into here, clip it, and there you go. That is my insulation in the outside shell, the inside shell of my cabin. So I also have a wool blanket here. Oh, here, let's see if I can get us some more lights in here. So yeah, wool blanket, moving blanket, and that creates my divider from the cab to the front. And I'll show you how I do that in just a few moments to make it completely sealed from here to here. Also too, I layer up with clothes. So for instance, right now I have a turtleneck on. I did not put a t-shirt on, but normally I do. And I have a hoodie. I have my jacket if I need it to go outside if I feel too cold. I wear long knee-high socks or slightly above with another pair of like wool socks over top of those. My pants, if I'm feeling really too cold on the legs, I also have like thermal leggings that I can put on. So yeah, it's basically just about layering, because as you warm up, you can start taking those layers off. It's just simple like that, right? Bedtime, I wear pajamas to bed through the winter time. Summertime, completely different story. But anyways, that is what it is. And I wear a hoodie to bed too. So I'll put it up over my head, and that helps keep me warm and cozy. I also use a -20 sleeping bag. And I also have something else that I just love. And that would be my electric blanket. So yes, this is my toasty warm sleeping bag. I don't sleep in it like a sleeping bag. I just use it as a blanket over top. And I roll back my electric blanket like so. And I sleep on top of it. I find it warms me up better that way than it does having it over top of me. This is an actual electric blanket. It's not a 12-volter. So it is hooked up to my Jackery that is in the front. And the control thing is just right here. And I can set it up to, I think the highest temperature is 9. That's pretty toasty. And I could keep it on for 12 hours if I wanted to. Now, I normally only put it on for about 2 hours and just let it go off, because once I'm sleeping, I seem to be nice and warm. The sleeping bag here helps keep that heat in there, and yeah, it is perfect. And I forgot to state that I leave my electric blanket on probably about number 4 for that 2 hours that it's on. So let's talk about power banks for a brief moment here. So I did a video a little while back. I can't remember which episode it was. I'll put it on the bottom of the screen here. and it was about my Jackery. I had an issue with it, and you know, on and on and on. Like I said, watch that video to find out what it was. But I had decided to get a new power bank. I decided to go Blue Eddy because it was a better deal. And let's just put it this way, you get what you pay for. And I don't mean that in a bad way at all. The Blue Eddy does do what it's supposed to do, and I don't have any issues with it. The only thing I find is it draws the power a lot faster. So if I'm charging my phone at 23 watts, I usually find within like an hour, maybe 2 hours, it's dropped down to 10% already. That's like pretty fast in my eyes compared to my Jackery. When it has the electric blanket on for 2 hours at like 70 watts, it only drains to 10% then. So I think it has to do with the fact of the lithium battery in the Jackery. I don't think Blue Eddy has one, but I will look into that now that we're talking about it. But other than that, I am quite happy with the choices that I made. Oh, right. There was one more thing about the Blue Eddy. I like to charge my devices when I'm driving, of course. And I would put it in to the 12 volts that I have. And it was blowing the fuses in my van. And yeah, so you say, I can't charge up the Blue Eddy. So I think it pulls too much power from the alternator and it just blows the fuse, whereas the Jackery does not do that. So I think with the Blue Eddy it was bringing in about 100 watts. The Jackery only brings in about 70 to 80 watts when it's charging. So yeah, so there was that, and the charge cord. I was very disappointed with the charge cord for the 12 volt, but too with the Blue Eddy, it's only like 2 feet long. So where you have to put it exactly where your outlets are if you're going to keep it in a permanent place. So that didn't work for me. But I can't seem to charge it through the 12 volts. So how do I charge a Blue Eddy? Well, I actually use the Jackery to charge my Blue Eddy. So I charge the Jackery off of my alternator while I'm driving and also while I'm not. So when I'm not driving, the alternator automatically brings it down to, I think, about 20 watts. It will draw off my alternator. Unless I am running my vehicle, then it will draw the 80 watts. So yeah, so I charge the Jackery that way. In return, I charge the Blue Eddy off of the Jackery, and that is how we keep our power going here in the van. I don't utilize a lot of power. I don't have very many gadgets to charge up or anything like that. So I seem to manage just fine with the 2-hour power banks in my van. They're also 1,000 watts. So yeah, I hope that information was a little helpful too. Okay, let's finish up this dip. So I've actually already shredded the chicken, and we are going to put 3/4 of a cup of hot sauce. We got the good old Louisiana, and it's a lot of hot sauce. I'm wondering if I should do, oh my gosh, this is going to take forever this way. Hold up. Will this little top piece come off? Perfect. Now we're going to get our hot sauce on. So much better. Woohoo! Smell that. So there's that. And this one. Hopefully it ain't too spicy for our van lifer friends. Okay, lid on because Noemi, I'm going to dump this somewhere. Put that back here. And take one fork out there. We're going to mix it all up. Look at that. Oh, I wish you could smell. All right. And we already have the burner on. Whoa! Woohoo! That went right up my nostrils. Wowzers! Ooh. Wow, maybe not the right thing to make in a small space. Holy! Anyways, stir that up some. Oh, oh, oh. That's true. Whew. Oh. I have to open up the door for more air. I don't think the window's cutting it. All right, and cream cheese. There we go. Oh. Lordy. All right, so one, and it actually calls for 2 of those. And don't worry, I've disinfected my hands. We've done all that. I have food safe. Did you know that? I do, I do. And I'm having an issue getting into there, so I'll get a knife. There. All right. Put that in. And just gotta let that melt down. And in the time being, I am going to cut some celery. And I noticed that I had bought chips yesterday to go with this, and I don't know where they are. And I think I may have left them at the store in the parking lot because I had my hands full with the chips and a bag of ice for the cooler, and I put them down, and I remember grabbing the ice because that's in my cooler, but I don't think I picked up those chips. So happy Valentine's Day to somebody out there. Hope you enjoyed the chips. Okay, celery's done. This is bubbling so nicely. So we'll bring it down here in front. Let's stir it up. Little darling, stir it up. It's not so powerful. That was awful. But anyways, it's so good too. Not that I've tried it yet because we are not finished putting it all together. So next is dressing. So I've got, you know, Renee's blue cheese dressing because buffalo wings, blue cheese go together. I think the recipe originally stated ranch dressing, so you could use that if you're not a blue cheese fan. I am. Sorry to the rest of you Vanlifers if you're not. All right. We'll put that in. Perfect. And give that a nice stir through. It's actually making quite a bit of dip. It also had stated 2 cans of chicken, but I really prefer fresh chicken breasts over canned. Just personal preference. All right, and I tucked it away back here so it was out of the way. We've got cheese, just good old-fashioned cheddar cheese. And I'm just going to eyeball it. It was about 1.5 cups, I think it had asked for. So do that. I'll do 3 handfuls, because I'll say that's probably about a 1/2 cup each little handful I'm doing. I don't have that big of hands. And stir that up. Ooh, it's thick. Oh, I can't wait to try. Okay, well, let's just try to cheat a little bit and have a sample now. Oh, wow. I like that. It has a kick, though. I hope people like spicy. I think I'm going to put a note to the side with this so people are aware of what they're eating. Good idea. And don't worry, I'm not going to put the fork back in the pot. I have another clean fork somewhere because I just used it for doing the chicken shredding. Where did I go? Anyways, I'll find it. But we're going to put it back on the stove top and put the lid on it and let it do its thing for a few more minutes. And then I get to go in and hang out with everybody, and you can come along with me. So something else I want to address, because I cook in my van, and well, being on Vancouver Island where it's a damp climate, I utilize these bags right back here. So that is a moisture capture bag. So it's like the Dry-Ease pellets, and yeah, it just absorbs and fills up. You can tell it's got a nice little water line already there, so they do work. And I hope it really cuts back on the mold accumulation I get. You do get that when you're on Vancouver Island through the winter time for sure, because the humidity here is just unbelievable. But yeah, doesn't do my curls much justice either. Then again, it's looking pretty good. And yeah, so that's another little side thing that I like to share with you. But let's finish this up here. I have the celery already done here in the bowl. Let's get a spoon. Turn this off. And you kind of get to see a little bit of how I actually function in here. Oh, yeah. You know what? We're going to do it this way. I'm going to have a mess to clean up. But that's okay. Kind of, I don't want to say it burnt because it didn't burn, but sticking on the bottom. All right. And I've already done our little sign up. Spicy warning. And here's the presentation. Works for me. Let's head on in. What a great evening. Good food, good laughs, great company. Anyways, it's time to get myself ready for bed. It is getting a little chilly out here again, and it has been raining. All right, home sweet home. There we go. So now I'm going to show you my nightly routine. Ooh, it got dark in here fast. Let me just turn a light on here. There we go. So I am going to put my divider up and show you how I seal off the cab to the back here. So sorry if you get any butt shots. My apologies in advance. So I take the blanket up over the seat like so. There we go. Put that up. And I tuck the blanket up into the visor here. Tuck, tuck, tuck. So I put like right in there. I tuck it really good. I make sure the visor's up so it holds it up into place there. And then I tuck it into the side up here. And there you go. I am now sealed off. No one can see in. I can't see out. And that is how I keep the warmth back here in my living space. And a couple other things that I have used to keep me warm is candles. So I'll put like a couple tea lights around on my cooler top there. And yeah, just light that up. And of course that provides some heat. I think it's like 30 watts per
tea light of heat that you get off of it. So, you know, when you got a few of them, it gives you quite a bit. And once again, use a fan to help bring it down to you. It's always helpful. And another thing I have utilized too in the past is hot water bottles. So, you know, boil up some water, put it in there, tuck it into your bed. Usually wise to have 2 of them, I say. I think that's what I have. I haven't used them in a very long time because I have the electric blanket, but that is what I used originally before the blanket. And it worked for me. It just gives that extra little bit. Sometimes I still do it once in a while. If my feet are cold, I'll put them on the floor and just put my feet on top of it and warm them up, and it helps. So I really do hope that you have found this information helpful or useful for you in your van life living or traveling experiences. And yeah, share with me if you have any other ideas, because I'm always curious to know what others are doing. But I'm going to let you go this time. I hope you smiled today. Till next time, nighty night.